one of the rising young stars of the Republican Party is not rising anymore.
We begin with that shocking turn by embattled New York Congressman George Santos, saying he will not run for re-election. That announcement follows the release of the House Ethics Committee report just hours ago, concluding there is substantial evidence Santos violated federal criminal laws.
This report could potentially change the calculation on Capitol Hill, saying he fraudulently exploited every aspect of his House candidacy for his own personal financial profit.
They say that Santos blatantly stole from his campaign, spending campaign funds, according to this report, on things like Botox, lavish trips to Atlantic City, on OnlyFans, on designer goods. I mean, really everything under the sun.
What? Our George?
Oh, no, our star volleyball player,
George. The man that prevented 9/11.
No. Oh. Leslie, I hate to say it, but this man is really making me start to distrust politicians. Leslie, can you believe this?
I can't believe it, but it's true. Santos got caught spending campaign money on Botox and OnlyFans. And this is on top of him stealing credit cards, wire fraud, and identity theft. When he goes to jail and they ask him, what are you in for? He's gonna be like, everything! and I don't even get some of the spending. How do you spend money on lavish trips to Atlantic City? Have you been to Atlantic City? A lavish trip there just means that you don't go home with bed bugs. And he's spending money on OnlyFans? I mean, I feel sorry for his campaign manager. Mr. Santos, should we buy some more bumper stickers? No! I need this to jack off!
Yeah. I mean, here's what I think. Why is he spending money on Botox? He's the youngest member of Congress by 1,000 years, and you don't get Botox. Just stand next to Mitch McConnell.
Exactly! He doesn't need Botox,
No.
but the rest of them old-ass congressmen do. We should at least get Chuck Schumer some more titties. Some new titties.
However many he wants, he gets them. Let's consider the case settled. Moving on to international news. Yesterday, President Biden met with Chinese President Xi Jinping, and it sounds like the results were mixed.
Now to the high-stakes summit between President Biden and China's President Xi.
The leaders of the world's two greatest superpowers had not even spoken in a year, now lowering the temperature, agreeing, President Biden says, to pick up the phone when the other one calls.
There was another headline out of the meeting that I think a lot of Americans will be happy to hear.
Just a week after Washington's National Zoo said farewell to those three giant pandas in D.C., President Xi overnight teased that China will send more pandas back to the U.S., calling them envoys of friendship.
New fallout this morning from President Biden's meeting with a man he called a dictator.
Well, look, he is. I mean, he's a dictator in the sense that he is the guy who runs a country that is a communist country that is based on a form of government totally different than ours.
The Chinese Foreign Ministry quickly responding, calling the remark extremely wrong and irresponsible political manipulation.
Now, I understand why China is mad, but in Biden's defense, dictator is actually the least offensive thing I've heard an 80-year-old man call a Chinese dude. And some people wish Biden was more diplomatic to a guest. But let's be honest, a week from now, everyone in America is going to talk about every single person who comes over for Thanksgiving. And if I can call my cousin a pill-popping drama queen, then Biden can call a dictator a dictator.